Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. It's me, Camara, with Dying to DIY. I just wanted to do a super quick intro real fast just to kind of explain myself a little bit, I guess, because I decided to film these projects on a whim, just kind of a last minute thing. I wasn't even planning them or anything. I was already kind of decorating the front of my house with my daughter, and we had made one of the projects already. And I was like, you know what? Why didn't I film that? I should have filmed that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make another one and then I'm going to film it. I just, the lighting might be off or the angles are kind of not ideal, but I did try to make do with the space that I was working in for the most part. So hopefully it's okay. But yes, I just thought, you know what? This is something that I should share with them. I feel like people would want to see it. So anyways, that is my reasoning behind that. So these are just a couple of fairly easy outdoor Halloween decor projects. Super easy Halloween outdoor project. I'm just kidding. So these are just a couple of quick and fairly easy. You have to put a little bit of effort into it, but I still feel like they're fairly easy, and they're really still super cheap and budget friendly. So I use mostly items from Dollar Tree and the 99-cent only store to make these. There are a couple items that are from Walmart. But yeah, otherwise, I mean, and that's still really budget friendly too. Definitely very accessible to you guys, and you should be able to find these products fairly easy also. Okay, so I guess we're ready to get started, but before I do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you're notified every time I put a new video out. Okay, let's get started! I love you. Okay, so for my first project, I will be going in with these skeleton heads along with these fake chains. These are both items from Dollar Tree. I did get the chains last year, so I just ended up putting all the ones that I had left over together to see how long they were, just to see where I needed to place the skeleton heads and such. So my first step was to make two fairly large holes on each side of the skeleton heads. The goal is to make the holes large enough so that a piece of that faux chain fits inside of there. I'm just making a really large skeleton garland using these items. So I went in with a razor blade first to try to just make that initial cut, and then I went in with the scissors to kind of open up the hole so that the chain link fits in there perfectly. Some of the chain link pieces went in there so easily, but some definitely gave me a run for my money. It was just honestly about making sure that the hole was large enough for the chain link to fit through. So after the holes had all been made, I just kind of stretched out that chain link to see how long it was and where I wanted to place the skeleton heads, just to make sure everything was nice and even. So after that, it was just time to fit one of the open chain link pieces through each side of the skeleton heads. So this just gives you an idea of what each side of the skeleton head is going to look like with the chain link inside of those holes. Once each of the individual chain links was through each side of the skeleton head, I just had to connect that piece to the rest of the chain, the longer chain. Here you can see just how big I had to make the holes and kind of how far apart I spaced each of them. I just wanted to make sure that the chain link fit nicely through both of those holes. So for this part, I just kind of slowed down the video so that way you can see just how the chain link loops right through both of those holes. Okay, and here you have it. Super large skeleton chain link garland. I think this is super cool. This was a super fun project to make, and yeah, I really loved the way it turned out. It definitely has that super creepy Halloween vibe to it. It is totally perfect. Alright, so for my second project, I'm going to be using these cages that are from the 99-cent only store. I'm going to go in with my razor blade and start 2 small holes and then use my scissors to just really puncture through those holes and make them a little bit wider. That is so I can loop this S-hook through there. This is going to allow me to hang the cages from one another. So here I am just kind of positioning the skeleton that I got from Walmart. I just kind of want to make sure he is nice and in place and how I picture him to look in that cage. And honestly, that was it for the first cage. I just kept it really nice and simple. For the second cage, I'm going to be filling up this cloche that is from the 99-cent only store with items from Dollar Tree, and then I'll be sticking that cloche inside of that second cage. I really wanted the cloche to be nice and full, basically full to the brim, as full as I could get it. I used the rest of the filler items that I had left and it still wasn't enough, so I went in with the skeleton garland, kind of cut it up and just shoved them in there, and voila, it was perfect. Also, that spider is from one of our webs that we put out front, and we didn't really need the spider, but the web and the spider are from Walmart. So after the cloche was nice and full, I closed it up and then I stuck it inside of that second cage. The base of the cloche was just a little bit bigger than the base of the cage, so I did add some twine around the door area where it closes, and then I added some tape on the bottom for extra stability. I just didn't want to chance that cloche falling out. So after that was all done, all that was left was to use the S-hook to hook both of the cages together. And there you have it. This is how this one turned out. So cool. I love it. This one was super fun as well. And I did make another one first off before I made the second one, and it did have 3 of the cages hooked together, which I thought was pretty cool. The more the merrier. So, I mean, if you can hook 3 or 4 of them together, I think that would be pretty cool hanging off the side of your house. Okay, and here is how these 2 projects came together for their final look on the outside of my house. I think these projects turned out so good for being basically done on a whim. I had no idea what I was going to do with these items, and I was just like, you know what, I need to come up with something for the outside of my house. And yeah, this is where my imagination took me, and yeah, I couldn't be happier. I love it. It looks so neat. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, so if you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you next time!